Okay, the conjugation of ER verbs but that end in GER or CER. Okay, like manger or commencer. If you look on page 118 in chapter 4, page 118 du chapitre 4, on voit les verbes ici, manger et commencer. Those are the examples that they're using that end in GER and CER. So it's the same conjugation as the ER verbs that you learned, like parler, travailler is to work. What other verbs? Hopefully you can refer back to your list in your verb notebook. And you should be keeping track of all the verbs and practicing your conjugations. So, manger. The only difference between conjugating GER and CER verbs versus just the ER verbs, the regular ER verbs, is that in the new form, you want to soften the G and the C. So instead of saying, which we've talked about in class, this is just a reminder. So in the we, when you say we eat or we are eating, you don't want to say nous mangeons, okay? Because M-A-N-G-O-N-S is going to be pronounced mangon. So to make it mangeons, nous mangeons, you're going to have the E after the G and then add your ending, O-N-S. Nous mangeons. Okay, that E softens the pronunciation of the G. So mange, mange, you need the E after. Nous mangeons, okay? It's the same for CER. You want to soften the C. For example, the example they use on page 118 is commencer, which means to start. Let's see. The way to soften the C, if you remember, it's one of the accents that you learned, and it's the cédille, the little squiggly line under the C that softens it. So you want to drop your E ending. So commence, when you say je commence, you have an E at the end. And that's what softens the C there. But, and even pronounces the C, I guess you should say, because otherwise it might be silent. So the new form, you're not going to have the E after the C. Commençons. You're just going to soften the C with the cédille. So that's a little different than the GER, because in the GER, you're actually adding the E and then the ONS. CER, you are taking away the E and adding the cédille and ONS. Okay? Nous commençons. And then the rest is the same. Je commence, tu commences with an S. Il, elle, on commence. Nous commençons. Vous commencez. Il commence. So hopefully that clears up those verbs. There's on the side of that page, they have the list of common verbs ending in GER. They have changer, to change. Échanger, to exchange, if you're exchanging money or exchanging clothes or something. Corriger, to correct. Corriger. Déranger is to disturb. Encourager, to encourage. Voyager is to travel. So CER verbs then, let's see, they have 5 common ones, and those are placer, is to place or to put. Prononcer, to pronounce. Remplacer, to replace. Avancer, to go forward. And lancer, lancer is to throw, to like a lance. Lancer. So the verb commencer is followed. Okay, there's one note after it talks about how to conjugate those that it does say, like the verb commencer, to start, it's followed by the preposition a with the accent grave. Or I don't know if I'm mirrored in there or not. Accent grave points down to the right. Okay, so that's the preposition and you add another verb in the infinitive, and that means that you're starting to do something, okay? So their example, nous commençons à travailler après le week-end. We're starting to work, or we start working after the weekend. Nous commençons à travailler après le week-end. Think of another example. Nous commençons à manger après qu'on s'assoit. We start eating after we sit down. Okay, so that's the GER and CER verb endings for conjugating. Hope that makes sense. And again, refer to your book on page 33 is the RE verbs. If you look at page 31 in your grammar book, that goes through your ER verbs. And I'm just looking to see if it has GER and CER in there. I'm not sure that I see it right now. Anyway, good luck with that, and I will see you in class. Au revoir.